Hi, Enigma here. Today I am going to explain a Russian science fiction action film called COMA. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. At the beginning of the movie, we are shown a utopian city with white futuristic buildings and no people. But soon, the buildings start to decay and turn black. In the following scene, a miniature model of the same city is in an apartment. An architect wakes up right next to it and is confused about his location. He looks at a picture of himself and a girl with a distorted face. Suddenly, the things in the apartment start to deteriorate. The architect looks at the blackening ceiling in surprise and comes out of the room. Outside is a stranger who is deteriorating as well. The confused man then runs outside the building and finds himself in a strange world where buildings are levitating in the sky and the people are fading away. He looks around the place in fascination and comes across a monstrous creature that seems to be melting and regenerating. The creature attacks the architect and makes him fall to the ground. When he opens his eyes again, two people stand in front of him. The group takes the architect and runs away from the creature who follows them behind. While in the chase, they jump from building to building defying the laws of physics. At one point they even jump on the road right above them, proving that gravity doesn't exist in this new world. Suddenly, they enter a stall and reach the city of Venice. The monstrous creature almost gets them but is shot by Phantom. However, the attack only slows the creature as its body reforms right after. The architect, who is confused out of his mind, follows the others. At last, one of them named Pilot jumps in to stall the creature, letting the other three get away at the expense of his own life. The architect asks them a lot of questions about his whereabouts as they take him to a safe zone. A girl named Fly reveals that he is in a coma and has entered a world where all the people who falls into a coma go. Since the human brain stores memories like an electromagnetic field, when one goes into a coma, the memories become your reality. Hence the place is a collaborative memory of everyone in the world in a coma. This explains the flying buildings and stalls that lead to different parts of the world. Still not able to comprehend what is going on, the architect asks about the creature that attacked them earlier. Fly explains that the creature was a brain-dead person. When a person dies in a coma, they turn into creatures called reapers who can turn others into creatures like them. Fly then stops the architect and slowly heals the wounds in his head. Finally, the three reach an abandoned old bus. They walk in through a door and walk out into a completely different place through another. Fly explains that the memories of people are all jumbled to form this world. So when a person remembers the bus to be on a field and another remembers it near a building, it creates a wormhole-like system that they just experienced. Phantom, Fly, and the architect meet a group of people who are mad because they let Pilot die. The leader of the group named Yan tells everyone it was worth it because now they have the architect. He asks Fly to show the guest around and explain everything to him. The girl takes him to his room while explaining why he was brought to the base. It turns out that their leader Yan got out of a coma once and figured out how the world of coma works. None of the people remember who they were in real life, so they use made-up names like the astronomer, the spirit, and so on. They live a happy life in the new world except when they are attacked by the Reapers. Yan believes that there is an island that doesn't have any Reapers on it, so their group is always looking out for people who can help them reach the island. The architect has been brought to the base for the same reason. According to Yan, the architect could be of great importance to them to help build a colony on the said island. Fly leaves him alone to get some rest. At night, the architect dreams of him driving to a religious place. He vaguely remembers running out of the place with a girl and getting into an accident. When the man wakes up, his room has turned into the site the accident took place. The architect looks at the car and himself inside it in fascination, while the place he visited before the accident has also materialized from his dreams. Just then, Phantom enters the room, watching his dreams come to life. He sits down and warns the architect to stay away from Fly. He also implies that he is the real leader and Yan is just the brain of the group. Then, the architect is taken outside for a test to reveal his power. Phantom explains that everyone in the group has one power or the other that derives from what they were good at in their real life. For example, a girl named Spirit can tell when danger is approaching them, Fly can heal people, Phantom has insane strength, and so on. To surface the architect's strength, he should be brought face to face with danger so his flight or fight can activate. For this purpose, Phantom orders a man to shoot the architect. The test begins and the architect is shot to the ground. He is also attacked by a robot and is beaten badly, but his powers do not activate. Seeing that he has failed the test, Yan appoints him as a manual worker. A while later, Yan is told that they are running low on the explosive they use to fight the Reapers. So, Phantom and the people with special powers make their way to an explosive factory. The architect asks to join them on their mission. Phantom doesn't want to take him but agrees when Yan orders him to. They finally reach the factory and see some guards. A confused architect is told that since the person who dreamt of the factory also imagined the guards, they will protect the factory with their life. The group then attacks the guards and finally reaches the place where the weapon is hidden. Two of them climb up the weapon to get it out, but right then, they notice 3 Reapers coming their way. Phantom orders the people getting the weapon to continue while the rest of them run away. In a time of crisis, the architect's powers manifest to life. He easily creates a bridge using his imagination. The person on the top of the weapon uses it to come down below and they run away safely. Back at the base, everyone praises the architect for his bravery. Yan wants to set off to build an island with the architect as soon as possible. A surprised Phantom says he wants to discuss it with Yan first, but Yan dismisses him and makes the astronomer the team leader. The astronomer can navigate through the COMA world using maps. Phantom sarcastically asks Yan to tell the others the whole truth, only to be dismissed. They plan to start their journey to a safe place the following day. At night, the architect tries to build something like he did in the mission but fails to concentrate. Fly approaches him and suggests he imagine the blueprint of the things he wants to build. As the architect does that, he can create a structure in seconds. Later, they are in the astronomer's room looking at the crashed car. Fly asks him if the girl in the car is someone he loves, and the astronomer replies that he doesn't care. He has started to like his new life in this world where he can build wherever he likes. As they talk, the two end up kissing, unknown that Phantom has been listening to their conversation all this time. The following morning, the group prepares for the journey. The astronomer makes a map of the route that is safe from the Reapers. But before they set off, Phantom brings a Reaper calling whistle with him. He plans to plant it on the architect so that he would attract a Reaper to himself. They finally start the journey but have to stop midway when Spirit senses Reapers coming their way. Phantom suggests they separate into different directions to see where they're coming from and report back. The architect goes in a direction along with the whistle that was planted on him by Phantom. He is soon attacked by a Reaper but is saved by a man named Tank who Yan sent for his help. They return to the group when everyone finds out that Phantom is behind the Reapers following them. Seeing himself being exposed, Phantom says something about Yan hiding the truth. But before he can explain himself, Yan shoots him, turning him into a Reaper as well. Soon, they are surrounded by many Reapers who kill 2 of their teammates. The others manage to run away while still being followed by them. They are about to reach the safe zone when the world around the architect starts disappearing and he begins to come out of the coma. His eyes open in the real world and suddenly, he remembers everything that happened before the accident. To his surprise, the girl who got into an accident with him was Fly. Before the accident, she drove him to a client who was a religious leader who had a lot of devotees. Fly was scared for the architect's safety because the man wasn't any normal client. Hence she handed him a taser and waited outside as he went in for the meeting. Inside, a man took him to the religious leader who turned out to be Yan. All of them then entered a room with several people on ventilators. The architect was attacked as the people tried to sedate him, but he managed to escape using the taser. Outside, he got into the car with Fly, but they were soon met by an accident. Back in the present, the architect wakes up in a hospital bed beside Yan. He asks Yan who he is and finds out he is a scientist. Yan had found out about life in a coma and wanted to experiment to make it a livable world. Hence, he established himself as a religious leader to fund his experiment. Yan saw the architect's ideas and wanted to incorporate them into the coma world. That is why he put both Fly and the architect into a coma, along with Phantom and the others. The architect retaliates, saying that even if he creates a perfect world, he will be forcefully making the people stay in it. Yan retaliates by showing him Phantom's real body. He turns out to be handicapped in real life, so he enjoyed being in a coma. Hence, even when Phantom regained all of his memory in that world, he never revealed it to anyone. Yan then asks the architect to go back into a coma and help him to build the city of his dreams. In exchange, he agrees to spare everyone's lives, including Fly's. Knowing that this is the only way to save everyone, the architect accepts the offer. Before falling back into a coma, Yan reveals that there is a way to get out of the coma from inside the place, but he will only show it to the architect when his job is done. In the following scene, the architect again wakes up in his apartment. However, this time, he has the memory of how he reached there. He creates a bridge and runs to where the rest of the group is. But instead of doing what he was told, the architect reveals that Yan has been lying to them. Just then, Yan arrives there and forces him to create the island just how he wanted him to. The architect fulfills his wish and constructs a magical utopia. He finally asks Yan to let them go to the real world now. However, first, Yan decides to tell them how miserable their life was outside of the COMA. Spirit was in a mental asylum, Tank was in jail for killing his neighbors, while Astronomer was an autistic man with poor parents. He also declares the architect as the worst of them all as his career was a massive failure. Hearing this, Fly begins to get her memory back as well. Spirit, Tank, and Astronomer decide they want to stay in the utopia, but Yan reveals he cannot let them stay because they know the truth. Before the group can do anything, the people from the real world induce cerebral hypoxia on them, making them brain dead. Tank dies instantly while the others look for a way to wake themselves up in the real world. They remember that Yan had always warned them to not look into their materialized dreams, hence, a way of getting out could be in one of those dreams. The group runs back to the base, but Spirit fades away before she can make it. The others enter the architect's room and walk into the building that he was kidnapped from. They look for a way to go back into the room only to see that the place has changed completely by people's dreams merging with it. The Astronomer fades away on the way, leaving the architect and Fly alone. Right then, the architect notices they are in a painting that he saw in the room he was abducted in. However, Yan appears in front of them before they can enter the painting. He is about to kill the two, but they are saved by a Reaper at the last second. The Reaper turns out to be Phantom, who kills Yan and lets the two go into the real world through the painting. After that, both Fly and the architect wake up in real life. They walk out of the place without Yan's assistant stopping them. The scene then changes to some weeks later. The architect has started working according to his client's ideas and has stopped innovating his own. He and Fly are a happy couple. Yan's religious cult, however, is doing as good as ever even after his death. One day, the architect receives a letter from the group again and keeps it safe with him, indicating that he might be on his way to a second trip to the COMA world. Subscribe for more videos like this, turn on the notification, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thanks for watching.